Now, the British High Commission in Ghana has revealed that the global availability of illicit drugs is shooting up, with Ghana being on the global radar as a transit country for drug trafficking, especially cocaine and other psychotropic substances. The British High Commission's Deputy Head of Missions, Keith McMahon, says that some fishing communities have been identified as conduit for such activities in the drug supply chain. Hence, urgent measures need to be taken to disrupt every notable supply and destination point of drug trafficking. He made these comments at the commemoration of the International Day Against Drugs and Illicit Trafficking.
Thankfully, Ghana does not suffer as many of the debilitating issues stemming from Class A drug addiction. We hope this continues, though there are signs across West Africa that domestic markets may start to expand. So far, though, it is around the supply of drugs where the UK and Ghana have worked together so closely over the last few years. The global availability of drugs is higher than ever before, and it is not enough to work only at the source and destination points. We need to continue to disrupt every point of the supply chain, and that's where we need your help and support. Ghana is noted as a transit country for drug trafficking, particularly cocaine, with South America directly across the ocean, but also heroin and some psychotropic substances, as well as precursor chemicals. The UK has invested over $3 million in Narcotics Control Commission over the last 10 years. And our teams from Border Force, Immigration Enforcement and the National Crime Agency have developed strong partnerships not only with the NCC, but also the Economic and Organised Crime Office, Ghana Police, the Financial Intelligence Centre and other law enforcement agencies. We have made great progress together. As many of you will already be aware, the UK has also now partnered with Germany through GIZ to set up a new serious organised crime programme. This will build upon progress already made and continue to support and strengthen some of the institutions here in Ghana. I am delighted to say on this World Drugs Day that the new programme will be collaborating with NCC on a new awareness-raising campaign. This programme is designed to protect fishermen and their communities from the dangers of substance abuse and ensure that they are aware of the dangers of becoming involved in trafficking. Why fishing communities? Because we understand that globally, people are at risk of turning to the drugs trade as an economic buffer against poverty. And in the context of mounting competition over declining fish stocks, this risk rises. In February, we saw 9 Ghanaian fishermen arrested in Nigeria for smuggling Indian hemp. We are realists. We know that where there are profits, crimes will continue to be committed. But we need to ensure that those who commit these are fully aware of the significance of their crimes and the risks in doing so. And this means supporting vulnerable communities, like the fishing communities along the coast of Ghana, in Jamestown, Laa, Nungwa, Jorkor, Bortiana, Pram Pram, and Ada. We hope that the campaign will reach a minimum of 500 individuals.
Our Minister for Interior, Ambrose Derry, who read a keynote address on behalf of the President, called for public support to fish out individuals involved in the illicit trafficking of drug.
Over the years, the United Nations and her agencies, such as the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, World Health Organization, WHO, in alliance with continental and regional unions like the European Union, EU, the African Union, AU, Economic Commission of West African States, ECOWAS, and their member states have been working together relentlessly to resolve the drug problem. Indeed, the global efforts and responses to drug situations have not been in vain. Nonetheless, global assessment of the dynamics of the world drug situation amply calls for systemic changes in all drug prevention efforts to address the multifaceted dynamics of the illicit drug trade. A drastic change in approach to drug policy recognizes that the punitive approach has not stopped the flow of drugs and needs to be reviewed. Experts recommend that in contemporary drug preventing efforts, emphasis should be placed on evidence-based public health and social justice principles that focus on individuals, families, communities, society as a whole, and must underscore social protection and health care instead of conviction and punishment per se. For example, in 2013, our illustrious and eminent former UN Secretary General, the late Mr. Kofi Annan, convened the West African Commission on Drugs, WACD, to confer on the growing threats of drug trafficking and consumption in West Africa. The commission, chaired by the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo of Nigeria, comprised a diverse group of West Africans from the worlds of politics, civil society, health, security, and the judiciary. The report of the conference calls on governments and other stakeholders in the region and beyond to, quote, treat drug use as a public health issue, which should be economic causes and consequences rather than as a criminal justice matter, unquote.
Now joining us for a broader conversation on this development is the Acting Director of Public Affairs and International Relations at the Narcotics Control Commission, Francis Opoku-Amoah. Thank you very much, sir, for agreeing to speak to us now. On what basis is the High Commission drawing the conclusion that coastal communities in Ghana are being used as transit for illicit drugs in Ghana?
Thank you, Joe. And thank you so much for the opportunity to have a discussion on this very all-important topic. I think that the Deputy British High Commissioner is making that conclusion based on some recent seizures that were made, especially in Nigeria. Some few months ago, some people were arrested in Nigeria, and the investigation and the trace was linked to the fact that those people were canoe men and fishermen who were operating along our border coast, and those were the people who were arrested. I believe that the conclusion is, for me, is based on these arrests that was made. That is why he was saying that our coast is being used as a transit point.
Why is the coast, or say our fishermen, being the target for this business? Do we know why?
I think, the answer could not be far-fetched, because as we all know, we have a very extended, a very large coastal line. And these coastal line, as we all know, is not properly patrolled. And therefore, people think that it is an open place, it is an avenue where they can use either to bring in drugs or to take away drugs from the country. I personally believe that it's because of the porous nature of our border, especially the coastline, That is why people are sort of think that it is an avenue where they can do illicit business.
Interesting. Now, the U.S. Department of State wrote this about Ghana for the period 2009 to 2017 and says Ghana is a transshipment point for illegal drugs, particularly cocaine from South America, as well as heroin from Afghanistan and Pakistan. Although Europe is the main destination, drugs also transit to the United States through Accra's Kotoka International Airport. Drug trafficking is fueling domestic drug consumption. Local use of cannabis, heroin, and cocaine remains a problem. End of quote. Now, how troubling then is it for us, for the British to also see us coming under the radar for same thing again in 2022?
Yeah, I think, Kojo, what we all need to realize and what we need to accept is that drug trafficking and illicit drug trade, it's something that is international, and they have a lot of linkages in doing that business. And therefore, one of the things that when they are working, they want to find out or they look out for is where they think that they could have maybe a good aviation system, commercial aviation system, and they think that those are the places that they can use in order to transit some of these drugs to other parts of the world. The drugs that you mentioned, honestly, are not from our country. The cocaine, the heroin are all from either Latin American countries or from East Asia. At the end of the day, what they do is that they try as much as they can to make sure that they use some of these ports where they have connectivity, aviation connectivity, commercial flights, that they think that they can use in order to facilitate the business, that illicit business that they do. I believe that it is a reason why the Americans probably make that assertion, and the British people are also saying that, yes, it is a problem because people are either using our coast or they're using our airports in order to transit some of these illicit drugs.
Well, so these are two power blocks that are saying same thing about Ghana. In terms of international relations, how troubling is this for our image as a country?
Yeah, it becomes a problem because at the end of the day, if your country is seen as a transit point, then obviously if your people are traveling, people want to do genuine business, then at the end of the day, they are looked at in a certain way, and therefore it gives a bad impression and a bad image about the country. But one thing that, Kwajo, we also should understand and know that there is a lot of collaboration going on. That is why sometimes some of these reports will come out, because we're working closely with these international organizations and international partners to make sure that the drug business, the drug menace is a shared responsibility and therefore needs international and strong collaboration. And that is what Ghana is doing in making sure that whatever image that we have in the eyes of the international community, we work as hard as possible to correct and to change that image. We're doing that through international collaboration. We're working well with the British. We're working well with the Americans. There are a lot of trainings going on. There are a lot of support in terms of equipment and other things. And I believe that we have done a lot. We have done a lot as a nation, and we continue to work harder to make sure that we do not have that wrongful tag on us as a nation where people transit a lot of these illicit goods.
But well, that's great there for you to be making the effort. But what does it say about the effort you're making if still the international bodies or countries like the US and UK still see you as a transit country? What does it make of that effort you're talking about? Because today, that's what we are being told, that Ghana is under the radar as a transit country after all the effort that you've put in.
Yes, so that is what I said, that the drug business and the drug menace, it's not something that you can say that, yes, today we're done with it. Today we've achieved success in making sure that it's a continuous work. It's a continuous, I don't want to use the word fight, but it's a continual thing that we continue to do to make sure that wherever we are, we improve upon it. And that's what we're talking, with the collaborations that we're talking about, we're increasing education along the coastal areas. Next week, we are engaging with our international partners, GIS and FSDO. We're engaging with them to train our brothers and sisters who use the canoe and the fishermen, to let them know that, one, it is illegal, and two, if they continue to engage in that business, then they are going to create a lot of problems, not only for themselves, but the nation. Because if at the end of the day, people are seeing us as a transit country and people wouldn't want to do business, then obviously it's going to affect all of us. So we will continuously make sure that we'll engage. We'll continuously make sure that we educate people, we train people, so that they know that they are responsible for some of the things that they do, because their act one way or the other will not only affect them, but will affect the nation. So we're doing everything possible. We're making sure that, like I said, we intensify education, because that is the only way to make sure that people understand, people are well informed about the situations that they are in, so that they can take informed and a responsible decision about it.
Francis Opokwamwa is Acting Director in charge of Public Affairs and International Relations at the Narcotics Control Commission.